What's up guys, it's Tajae here, back with another Last of Us Part 2 informational video. And I know I've been gone for a really long time. It's been about 4 days since I dropped a banger on you guys. But today I actually want to talk about September 26th, which is Outbreak Day. And I pretty much want to talk about how I feel like that day is going to play out and how we're going to get our new digest of information on the game. But before we get into today's news, if you guys could go ahead and throw a brick at the like button and show your support. Let's shoot for 350 likes. I really appreciate that. Without further ado, let's get right into today's video. So guys, the big day, Outbreak Day, is coming up very soon. And as you guys already know, I've been hyping this up and I'm actually doing a live stream on the 26th. And a lot of you guys have been asking, well, how is this going to work? How are we going to see the game if, you know, this is going to be all closed off on the 24th? And I've actually came up with an hypothesis of how this will work. So if you guys actually think back a couple of videos ago, whenever I showed you guys the reset era form with Manzuj, which is actually a very credible guy who, you know, he predicts a lot of things pretty much correctly because he actually has like some inside sources. And he actually went on to say that, you know, PlayStation will have a second event the same week of the Last of Us event on the 24th. So I came to a conclusion that I think the second event is actually for us, the fans, and that's going to be over the Last of Us Part 2, just like the media event is going to be on the 24th. And I feel like this event will actually happen over on PlayStation's Twitch account. Now, the reason why I actually think this, I don't know if you guys remember, but back in June, PlayStation actually, you know, unveiled Death Stranding with the story trailer and the release date on their Twitch page, and that was sort of like an event. Like, there was thousands upon thousands in attendance. Like, a lot of people watched that stream and a lot of people really enjoyed it. Now, the reason why I feel like that will also happen is because they're holding a huge event just for the media, and I'm sure they're not just going to, you know, bring all these people out that just watch a trailer. I'm pretty sure there's going to be a lot of things in depth. They're going to show a lot of, you know, technical standpoints of the game. They're going to show some story of the game. They're going to show some more gameplay. I feel like they're going to show, like, you know, a huge slice of the game. And, you know, I feel like that's very plausible. So pretty much if they're going to be inviting all these outlets and game journalists, you know, to this event to go see the game and write their little reports on it, whatever, and then they can release it whenever, you know, they give them the go ahead, I feel like it only truly makes sense that we also get the information on the 26th, because that is a day that Naughty Dog actually celebrates a lot for The Last of Us, and we haven't seen anything on the game in over a year, and they are holding this event 2 days before, showing it off to the media. So it only truly makes sense that we also get to see everything on the 26th. And if we do, that's even more perfect for the people who got to see it on the 24th, because they can go ahead and drop all their articles, and they'll also help out the game because it'll get pushed on even further. And then I'm pretty sure, like, this week, that whole entire week, like, the internet is going to be on lock for all The Last of Us 2. There's going to be so much stuff spreading around about the game. It's going to be pretty much insane. So now that I've actually shared a basis of how this will go down and how it could work, I actually want to talk about, you know, the things that I love to see in this event whenever we do get to see it on the 26th. So the number one thing I actually want to see during this event would have to be new gameplay. Now, the reason why I say that's because the last gameplay we saw was back in 2018. And in that gameplay, all they showed was, you know, human enemies. And The Last of Us, you know, this is a world of, you know, living through the post-apocalyptic world. So I love to see some of the infected in this game out. Just even if it's old infected, like, it's a whole nother generation, a whole nother console. And the first game came out 6 years ago, so that game is, like, you know, dated. Speaking back on The Last of Us Part 2, I think it'd be very interesting to see infected gameplay, because we haven't got to see that yet, and we don't know how exactly it's going to play out. Like, the fights, like, kind of like all the encounters with humans have been completely vastly different. Humans are way smarter, and, you know, the gameplay looks like it'll be way more of a challenge. Well, I want to see that when infected. Like, is there new infected? Is there infected animals? What do the runners look like now in this generation? What do the clickers look like in this generation? What do the bloaters look like? Is there, like, a new type of bloater? Like, is there a new infected beyond what we had? Like, it would just be very interesting to see how, like, everything plays out, especially what mechanics they add to the game. For example, if you think about Left Behind, they actually made it to where there's encounters that had infected and human enemies together, and you could actually use the infected to your advantage. And they also said that they added this over at the GameStop manager conference, which is, you know, that's pretty, you know, interesting. That's pretty cool. I would like to see that in action. Now, the second thing I would actually love to see would have to be Joel. Now, the reason why we haven't had it, like, a look at Joel, except from the part of the PSX trailer back in 2016 when they really unveiled the game. And, you know, it's been years, and Joel was like the main character of the first game, so I feel like it's only right that we finally get to see a look of Joel. And now I actually want to let you guys know that you need to be aware that Joel will not exactly look the same from the first game as he will in this game. And the reason why I say that is because now we're in the day and age where game developers and, you know, in game development, they actually mocap the facial expressions of our characters. They no longer just animate them free verse. So in the first game, we all know that, you know, the faces weren't exactly mocap, so that's why they kind of look weird in gameplay. But in the second game, they're actually mocap, so they should look way better. And, you know, this is the next generation. The graphics gonna be way more in detail, and you know, his face, I'm sure of it, is going to be in some way, form, or fashion different. It's not going to be the exact same. I'm sure it's still going to be Joel. You can tell it's Joel, but just expect his face to be kind of different. Like, think about Uncharted 3 to Uncharted 4. It looks like Nathan Drake, but at the same time, his face is very different. That's PS3 Nathan Drake versus PS4 Nathan Drake. That's pretty much like the you know, the example I'm trying to give here. The third thing I love to see, like, I just really hope we get to see something on this. They need to unveil the Mystery Woman. I feel like Joel and the Mystery Woman could be the selling point of this game. They have to show us who the Mystery Woman is, because there is the biggest debate going on right now about Mystery Woman being Ellie's mom, being Ellie's sister, or, you know, just being not related at all. And I'm on that side of, you know, she's a brand new character, not related to Ellie at all, but she's still a key main point into the story, as Neil Druckmann said. I just want to say that they don't have to 100% unveil who she is. I'll be okay if they didn't, but I love to just see her in action again, especially Yara and Lev. Like, I just want to see all the main characters that we've seen so far in some way, form, or fashion again. But yeah, Mystery Woman is like number one though. We gotta see like more Mystery Woman, at least, you know, some more information on her that we could get to like speculate even further who she is, and I could, you know, even further prove that she's not Ellie's mom. Of course, I'm just kidding when I say I could prove she's not Ellie's mom, but you know, that'll be awesome to just get some more information on her. Something else that I love to see about this game, which I think we're 100% going to see, and that's like another cutscene. I want to see some more of like the drama of this game, more of like the storytelling. I just want to see like another lengthy type of cutscene, kind of like we saw in like the E3 gameplay. Now, if I were to be honest on what I like to see in this cutscene, I think I have to point towards Jesse. I don't know why. His character is really interesting to me. Now, the reason why I actually find him pretty interesting is because I feel like he's higher up in like the rankings of the camp, since he does lead the patrols. And I honestly do think for a portion of the game, he will be an ally of Ellie's, and that would just be very interesting to see. Especially, I think he'll also be great to see because, you know, he obviously is a character who probably talks a lot with Joel, and he's also the ex-boyfriend of Dina. And knowing more about Jesse can probably give us some more of an inside look of what Dina is like, which would be just awesome, because we do know Dina is the love interest of Ellie, and Dina was also previously the love interest of Jesse. So it'd be like a nice sort of like view of how things were going on before that cutscene that we exactly saw. Now, this may be a reach, but something else would be lovely to see in this event would have to be some of the time jumping. Even if it's just like a brief, like if it ends off with like a flashback, or just some form of how the time jumping would work in this game. If it's gonna go like we play back in time, we play forward in time, or if we're gonna be playing flashbacks, like it'd just be very interesting to see how they do the whole like, you know, playing in time field of the game. And because, you know, that could also open up some loopholes and also shut some loopholes that they can have going on. It would just be very interesting to see, you know, how they'll do the storytelling. Now that I've actually touched on the huge points and the huge bangers of things I love to see, I kind of want to talk about the smaller things I like to see that, you know, people wouldn't really care too much about. Now, I like to see, like, you know, the upgrading system of Ellie, like if it'll be supplements kind of like the first game, or like how the workbench will work. Hopefully we could like get a look of a new gun that we haven't seen previously in the world of The Last of Us, so pretty much like a new weapon that they'll introduce in the second game. That'll be great to see, because, you know, The Last of Us isn't like a game that has a lot of weapons, and I think it'll be very exciting just to see at least like one new gun, or maybe even some new craftables, because there is like a new material that they showed in the E3 gameplay demo that I really didn't understand what it was, and I even put that on screen right now. But yeah, I think it'll just be awesome to see a lot of that stuff, even if it just simply just how you transverse through the game, how you walk through the world and find different materials. They just need to put some emphasis on it. I love to see some of that, like just some of the mechanics of how, like, just, you know, the upgrading and the progression of the game would work. Now, that's actually pretty much everything I want to see in this game. I could literally go on forever, but it'll just take so much time that I can't really fit this all into a video that you guys could actually sit down and withstand the watch. But the very, very last thing, just to add on one more thing that I would love to see in this event, would have to be the release date, okay? The release date has been something I've been waiting for since the day they literally announced this game, okay? I kid you not, from day one, back in 2016 PSX, when I saw this trailer to this game and I went insane and berserk, I literally was praying that they would show a release date at the end of that trailer, and they didn't. Mystery Woman, we didn't get a release window. E3 gameplay, we didn't get a release window. I feel like now with this media event happening and us coming closer and closer to the 2020, this is going to be the day that we get to see a Last of Us Part 2 release date. And I just really hope they come through and pull through with that, because they'd literally go insane. The presence of this game on YouTube is just going to literally quadruple. There's going to be so many people looking up this game, and I promise I will be the #1 source of Last of Us Part Part 2 information. That's a promise. And yeah, that pretty much concludes everything that I love to see inside this Last of Us Part 2 event. And I also explained how I think this event will go down over on the PlayStation Twitch page. And yeah, now I actually want to give my video reminder. Every single video I remind you guys of this, that we will be streaming the Last of Us Part 2 event, and I actually already have it scheduled, and a lot of people already set the reminders. There will be a lot of attendance. You do not want to miss out on that event. Go to my page right now. You will literally see it. Click on that, leave a like, and set your reminder, as well as subscribe to the channel with post notifications on so you do not miss any future uploads about this game, especially so you don't miss that event. That's a day that you do not want to miss. And if some of you guys would like to actually connect with me, if you actually go and follow me over on Twitter at Tajae Moment, you guys can actually send me a message. I'll respond. I'm not Hollywood at all. I love talking to the viewers, I like hearing you guys' opinions, and I like making videos on things that you guys, like to tell me about. So that'd be great. Go ahead and follow me over on there. And yeah, if you guys could make sure you throw a brick at the like button, I really appreciate that. Let's shoot for 350 likes, as well as subscribe to the channel with post notifications on, because I do upload daily Last of Us Part 2 quality content. And I'll see you guys tomorrow with another banger.